Island.
They're long shots, but he has made the call. They're both flank. It's actually him and Nameless. They should be able to trade it out, but all of a sudden you have accuracy. The new guy by himself, 11 seconds. Get it down. He should be able to make it.
Yeah. But, I mean, Parasite, he knows exactly what's going on. He's like, all right, he's got to be playing over at A.
Yep.
MR6 making it through. Parasite putting it to good effect. As that CLG push got nothing done over near the A site. You saw later in the round, as shots went down over near A, Miracles decided to push up on B Street. He went up on the cliff, spotted down B Street, didn't see anyone, and CLG had not many options after finally got first.
Now we're seeing a little bit more of a standard push here from Complexity, but look where the bomb is. The spot he wants to ultimately end up losing this, but it looks like they're pushing forward pretty slow. Who's that highlight up on the top rock on the defense? One reacting to Paragoat.
Where are the call-outs?
Apparently.
Bomb gets down here from Complexity. It's all down to Methods as Parasite working towards some streaks. He's yet to die. Methods will get spotted out here. Does find one, takes out Ricky. Can he make it a one-on-one? He cannot, as Parasite gets the ace.
With the ace. And that was one of the easiest aces I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, think about, now, after he got the first kill, which was, I mean, that was good. He checked his corner. He was ready. I mean, that's a pretty common position if you're playing aggressive on defense. He checks it. But he then gets a kill without the player reacting. And the second one, I think he got first shot on the third player, too, inside B. So those were 3 pretty easy kills. I mean, good job to him in getting them, but making it look very, very easy. Now, can you check Parasite for a second? Let's see how close.
Sure. 150 away from the dart.
Okay, so
almost 3/4 of the way to camo.
And I think the last time I casted Parasite was the one on the bad end of a dart. Let's see if he can get a little bit of revenge. This one.
So it's going to be CLG working their way, really playing for the kill. He's got to
look at the flank. Look at the flank coming though. Felony's going to have to go big here. 2 players are going to be pushing him, and he's actually going to be able to end up getting 1 rev. And there's one more player that was pushing. I think he might have scared him away. Who was that? That was Nameless. Yeah, he tucked his tail between his legs and went running back home.
And Accuracy not getting the bomb down just yet. Now going for the plan. And I love exactly where he's planning, but tough to get positioning to get a clear line of sight on this bomb from that B Street. So Accuracy needs to stay alive in this exact position.
Well, I'm still watching Nameless on the other side as well, as he's putting some pressure on the flank. We'll keep eyes here at B. A lot of stuff going down their outskirts. It's going to be a 2v3. Complexity trying to turn this into a 2v2. 25 seconds left on the clock. Nameless getting pushed here from every angle, ultimately dropping to Felony. Miracles now by himself.
Okay.
I don't know how he got that kill. Nope, not a lot of time at all. He's got to pick up these 2 in about 5 seconds here to give himself a chance. There's one. Can't get the second. CLG on the board.
You know, I feel like when you get post-plant positions set up over near the B side, it's just so tough to retake.
Yeah.
You know, you get an AR player near, like, top cliff. He could swivel between both lanes, and then you get one player posted up on the banisters here near the sandbags, just looking directly at the B bomb site. Can be pretty tough for the defense to retake that B site.
I thought that was pretty good. We saw a you know, kind of horrendous communication in the previous round from CLG, but I thought that was pretty good discipline in that one, because Nameless being annoying on the flank the entire time can be pretty distracting.
At least he drew 1 player back.
But yeah, they held their spots, they held strong, and did a really good job holding on to that plant. Now watching Parasite, he is getting very aggressive up mid-map. No one watching it at all.
But this is exactly how you need us to spot, knows exactly where this player over near Graveyard is, but watch out for Felony coming around the flank. He can find 2 easy kills here as actually picks up 2. Parasite still controlling this HCXD, can't pick up that player over near Graveyard.
They are just trapped in barn right now.
Alive.
They're trapped in barn. The push is going to be coming. Can
Miracles
they hold it off?
Trapped, man.
Miracles tries to fly out. Parasite gets killed from barn. And that's a pretty good job dealing with early pressure for Complexity. It looks scary early because so much map control kind of taken from Complexity early, but wisely backed away, stayed alive, waited for his team. They're able to get the pinch there very effectively.
Yeah, CLG, they forfeited that A bomb site, but, you know, they stayed calm. They played it slow. They took it step by step to retake the site, and actually just has a massive round here. He's going to have an HCXD to work with in this upcoming round, as well as his active camo. So talk about a player stepping up for CLG right now. I believe he's something like 6-3 as we move into round number 5.
Yeah, it's been kind of Parasite on the Complexity side and Accuracy for CLG going really, really big. But now we're going to be back to offense here for CLG. It looks like we're having a bit of a split push here, and a lot of aggression from Complexity outside on B.
This could work out pretty well for CLG because there's nobody here at the A bomb site. I think Perplex, if he's able to spot this information, maybe sees 1 or 2 players pushing up that B street, CLG immediately commit, and as Perplex falls, yeah, they're immediately going to go for this bomb plant over near the A site, but they need to set up in their positions. It's going to be Felony aggressive near middle map. The RK5 takes down Miracles, but he needs to get out of here. The Complexity players are starting to move forward and rotate over as Methods makes his way into bottom church.
I was watching Felony still. I thought he may end up trying to flank, but he's actually going to be wrapping back to middle as well.
It just takes so much time to do that.
It does, yeah. It looked like he considered it, then ends up coming back, but he does get one. Nice shots there. Going to get challenged from middle. Wins a second one, maybe. There it is. 2-piece for Felony. 2v1. It's going to be traded out now. It's going to be a 1v1 as Parasite can pick it up. Do they both have camo up and available? Oh, God. The battle of camo. Who's going to be able to take it? Looks like he's going to stick it.
It's going to be close.
Should be able to catch him. Oh, he's going to hop up. Oh, my God. He's got the MR6, too. The shots come in. Not going to matter, though, as he's not going to have time for the defuse. And what was it, 2 in a row for Complexity? Now back-to-back-to-back for CLG?
Yeah, accuracy really heating up, man. He has back-to-back big rounds, closes it out here for his team, wins this gunfight against the MR6 from Parasite. But I really feel like if you're going to go for some sort of defuse after the bomb is planted, you need to do it, before that 15-second mark. If you do it after that, the defending player just needs to check the bomb once. If he sees it, just spotting that you're not defusing at 15 seconds, just counts to 7, peeks back out, and you win the round from there.
You just don't give yourself a chance unless a player makes a horrible mistake. Is basically what it boils down to. And Parasite's going to hit camo right off the rip. This player is dead to rights. He's going to back away too. Saw one player there, back rock. He's going to wisely get away, but early advantage here. And that's all you can ask for out of camo. Give yourself that first blood, but Nameless ends up dropping. Going to turn into a 3v3, so the early pressure from Parasite kind of disappears.
Miracles should just take out his RK5 and charge into this B bomb site. He's got Heat Wave to fall back on, as I think that was the HCXD from Accuracy, maybe, that he destroyed right there. But Complexity, they're going to decide to do a bit of a late rotation.
Well, this late rotation could be awful if they run by Methods. Methods already got set up, kind of been broken.
He's in a good spot.
And if they're going to wrap here, what kind of pistol? He has an RK5, all right, so he might be able to deal with pressure, but he's in a good spot to definitely get one kill. There it is. Nice job. He knows the pressure is coming now. He's just going to check.
Bomb too.
Yep, he knows he's got bomb and Methods. That's what you do. You know the pressure is coming from B. You get a little more aggressive on A, take some map control, and it works out beautifully.
Yeah, spots this last player as well. Puts some shots into Ricky, as now he's going to slowly get cornered in. Ricky, 20 seconds and a 1v3. We'll find one player up top, but Felony able to take it out with his sidearm. Let's take a look at this again in the round-ending kill cam. At CLG, they've won like 4 straight now?
4 straight. I'm pretty sure it was a 2-0 lead for Complexity, so excellent job. Nice reactions here from Felony as he's going to get the one burst there with the RK5. And that thing, at close range, is an absolute cannon.
Yeah. I get scared whenever I'm going up against an RK5.
Yeah, oh yeah, because we've seen it very effectively, one-burst players at that range pretty darn consistently. And the tough thing for Complexity right now, it was Parasite early and Parasite all game. I mean, he's 9-4 right now. He's not getting a lot of help from his team at all.
He's got more kills than his entire team combined.
Yeah, which is a problem. At least on the other side, you have Felony and Accuracy both putting in work. Some aggressive defense trying to come in from Complexity on the defensive side, but you see, what was that, full streaks for...
Yeah, had a Lightning going into this round just to earn himself the Hellstorm missile, but Parasite is able to find a couple of kills, keeping his team in the game. Now you're looking at Miracles and Ricky to close that out up against Perplexed, as he's just going to go ahead and reposition, trying to find a different angle to attack this B bomb site. Needs to retake the bomb, but he's going to spot both players here along the wall run. Takes out one, drops Ricky, and he has Miracles trapped right here. Long range Perplexed with the clutch. CLG 5 rounds, 1 in a row. Let's take a look at this again.
Oh, why were they holding hands? Look how awkward that looked.
Especially because they have no cover aside from that one rock.
Nothing.
So he's just cornered in from Perplexed. Solid job from Perplexed. Just repositions, has a ton of cover to work with, and just
that's one of
both players out of position.
One of the easiest 1v2s you'll ever see. Just how that broke down. I mean, God, it basically makes it a collateral for him as they line up perfectly. He's able to tag both, I think, with the first couple bursts. Take a look at this.
Boom. Hellstorm missile, lightning strike. It's going to be so tough for Complexity here on out. I mean, Parasite's doing everything he possibly can, but he's just not getting much help from anyone.
This could not be more opposite of how I thought this series would go.
Yeah, me too. I thought CLG, they're going to take the hard point. Complexity would close out from there, but CLG making a good case to tie the series up at 1-1 as Accuracy calls in the Hellstorm. Nameless and Parasite fall early on, as Miracles will respond by taking out Felony, but it's all up to him in a 1-on-3. At least he has Heat Wave to use, but
that's it.
Won't get a chance to, as CLG, they win 6 rounds in a row to close out map number 2.
Well, that's something we don't see every day, a 2-piece Hellstorm in Search and Destroy. Pretty infrequent, but Methods closing it out there. CLG, they lose the game 1. It was pretty back and forth. They get a 2-0. Complexity gets a 2-0 lead then here. I'm thinking, oh, God, they're going to bury him. And then 6 in a row, unanswered, completely just puts Complexity on their back, and now we have ourselves a series.
After that ace from Parasite, I thought they were just going to carry the momentum forward, and it was just going to snowball out of control. But props to CLG, not giving up without a fight. Is it 6 rounds won in a row? That's crazy.
Yeah, it really is. And it was a couple rounds. What's crazy to think about, I don't know the exact number, but I think there were at least during that 6 streak, 2 or 3 of those were first bloods by Complexity that fell apart. You know, when they pushed over to A, I think they had the first blood. Accuracy came up big with a 2-piece. The second round, I think they had first blood as well, and accuracy ended up going big. So those are the rounds you have to win, and typically those are the rounds Complexity does win. Just coming up short in this one. Good job clutching up by the side of CLG. We'll take a look at the stats here shortly, and the next map we're going to be going to, though, is going to be Uplink Evac.
Okay.
Anyone you think has a slight advantage here in Uplink?
I thought Complexity kind of had the advantage going into these later maps, but Evac is a map where both sides have a realistic opportunity to get the spawns going in their favor and get the scoring train going. So I think the breakout for me is going to decide a lot as we take a look at some of the stats. Parasite 12-6, but on the other side, you get multiple people chipping in from CLG, mainly Felony and Accuracy. They combined for 19 and 10.
Yeah, I mean, you can survive one person struggling. We've seen, you know, 1-2 kills from one player and a team can still pull out a victory. You cannot do it with Nameless and Ricky combining for 3 and 15. 3 and 15. That's just not, you can't win. You can't. And he would have had to drop, even if he dropped 20 kills, they still probably lose, which is
where in the
crazy
first
to think
round,
about.
Ricky has 2 kills, doesn't get a kill in any round after that, aside from the first one.
That must have been painful. And this round was sick. That's where Parasite ends up ultimately getting the ace. He goes huge for his team. I think, this is actually going to be the kill where he closes it out. But, you know, God, I mean, Parasite has to be frustrated. His back's got to be hurting a little bit from that one.
You know, it's just a lot of small mistakes for Complexity, not trading out kills, poor positioning like right here where Perplex gets, I think that was a 1v3 at the end of the day, but, you know, not being able to work trades to, you know, the full effect as CLG, everything kind of went their way.
Yeah, it really, really did. And now as we go into Uplink Evac, this certainly a game of swings to a degree. You know, when you're going to be pushing that side with AC, you really can get control. You can get a rally going. You can put in a lot of dunks. On the other side, you're really just kind of looking for those one-point shots. But this is where I feel like a lot of these Uplink maps, it just comes down to kind of preferred versus like the weaker side. You need to take advantage when you're on strong side. You need to put in those dunks. You need to get control. Who's going to do that early? Complexity needs to bounce back after game 2, and they don't want to see the MR6 anymore. Yeah.
Baby Shiva and Big Daddy Shiva both getting banned out. First 2 bans here. And now this is where I think we'll see maybe an overdrive as well as a camo ban. I think camo's just so annoying to deal with in a game mode like Uplink, Rapid Fire, High Caliber.
Well, that's kind
pretty
of
standard so far.
It's kind of what decides whether you have a 2-2 split with weapons and abilities or 3-1. Because sometimes you'll see overdrive, kinetic, and camo all come off the table. At this point with 2 left, I don't think that'll be the case. As Flashbang's probably going to come out. You'll see likely, I don't know, what are you more scared of in this, camo or kinetic?
Camo.
I think camo's the right answer there. I mean, kinetic certainly is beneficial to getting a dunk or 1-point toss off, but
at least with kinetic, you could see the player.
Camo kind of
you get the auto aim.
I mean, how many times have you seen a camo player get shut down with drone in hand while he's still camo? It's really rare.
Especially when you start using the thrusters just up and down and changing the eye level of the player. You know, it becomes significantly harder to track exactly where that camo player is going. So. Right off the bat, everything equals so far. Heatwave, Scythe, Kinetic, Heatwave, Scythe, Annihilator from Parasite. I expect Miracles to go after Kinetic Armor because when it's available, why not? While Methods, he will also pick up an Annihilator.
Interesting. Okay, so a lot of times when you see 2 of those coming off, you see 3 abilities a lot of times. It depends on the team kind of, but I'm surprised with Kinetic Armor staying in that we didn't actually see 3 abilities. But on this map, they're going to opt to go with Scythe, Annihilator. And the reason I do like that is this map, again, it really comes down to that strong side, getting them locked down, and the weapons can be huge on just spawn trapping them and crushing them and rallying forward those dunks. We'll wait to see once we get in who's actually going to be starting on the preferred side. But I have to say, even after that game 2, I'm definitely still favoring Complexity, I think, in the Uplink.
Yeah, I think overall Complexity are definitely favored going into this matchup. I mean, just compare their overall records as well. I mean, Complexity high because you have a struggling CLG team. They've really just been struggling since week 1.
Yeah. All right. Well, waiting on the players now to hopefully we'll be ready to go here momentarily. Looking across the board, I mean, this is the thing we have to talk about quite a bit is just for these 2 teams. I mean, this game isn't Is every matchup at this point in stage 1 important? Yes. But for CLG, it's gotten to the point where it's must win. You can't take 1-in-1 weeks. You need to get at least, if we break it down, you need at least, if you want to take over the spot, I think going something like 3-3 in the final 6 games probably gets it done.
You think so? 3-3?
Well, when we broke down the strength of schedules and teams were going, we only had one team going 3-3 out of those bottom 4.
Okay.
The rest were kind of in the 1-5 range, 2-4. A 3-3 got you in. When we broke it down on just strength of schedule. Now, this is obviously upsets happen, but purely on who they're playing, you know, if it was something like a matchup with, you know, FaZe versus DT, you know, we're taking FaZe in that one just based off of the numbers.
I would take FaZe in that matchup too.
Yeah, but if you take a look at going 3-3, 1-2-0 week in these final 3 weeks is
huge.
Huge. That's why it was so big for H2K last week to go 2-0. And
also, when it comes down to ties, you know, map win percentage, I think there are only 2 teams in the entire league who have yet to 3-0 an opponent. DT's one of them. The other one is Elevate.
Well, I thought, was DT's 3-1 over Optic? I thought
3-0 I'm talking about.
Was it a 3-1? I thought it was a 3-0. Was it 3-1?
At least last time I looked at the Call of Duty website.
You could be right. I thought for some reason they 3-0'd Optic. But, yeah, then that's crazy to think about. They don't have any.
No, because they closed it on Stronghold CTF.
That's right. That's right. They did. Now, just taking a look at it here, unless the player, I think somebody had to load back in, unless they can switch teams, we may just have to restart the game here real quick, guys. But thank you for being patient. Bear with Revan and I as we get ready to hop into Game 3. Just a reminder to you that may have just tuned in, whether you're watching on Twitch or you're watching currently on the PlayStation 4 live event viewer, the series is currently tied 1-1. And I know we have a lot of new viewers coming in. You know, maybe you're a casual player. You know, you love playing Team Deathmatch. You haven't really watched esports all that much. These are new game modes to you. You know, if you want to learn more, callofduty.com/esports. You can learn a lot there. Tune into the broadcast as we'll be bringing you guys all of the action here. But we're basically getting down to the final stretch here. It's an 11-week season right now.
It's almost time to go to land.
Yeah, $250,000 land coming up in just 3 weeks. Land. Yeah, the confusion there.
Local area network device. Land.
Land.
Yeah.
God, I know when we were talking about the upcoming land, we had some, I believe, either trolls or new viewers in the chat. Whenever you say the word land, it just turns into land, question mark.
I'm a big proponent. I love Twitch chat.
You're the worst.
I'm that guy.
You are that guy. The one that's the troll with the Kappa faces just everywhere.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you. But, yeah, they are going to be restarting the game here, so it should just be a minute or two before we're ready to start. But, again, the question to start today was what matchup are you looking forward to the most? I think for Revan and I, we talked about the fact that the closest matchup we think amongst top teams is probably going to be Envy Elevate.
You know, but the more we talk about it, like, I'm looking forward to some of these upcoming matches, like, even more. I mean, DT, TK, both going up against Optic and FaZe respectively. Like, those are huge matches for these teams at the bottom of the standings, and we can't really stress it enough. You're in that relegation zone, you got to win, because nobody wants to fight for their Stage 2 life going up against some of these challenger teams, you know, the likes of, you know, maybe like Team Liquid. We've seen the damage they could do at UMG South Carolina, and I'm sure none of these teams kind of want to risk their life and the CWL up against a strong team like Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, so basically how it's going to break down for those of you that maybe didn't see any updates, it's going to be 16 teams from the Challenge Division. They're going to be battling out online, getting that down to 4 teams. Those 4 teams are going to be going up against our bottom 4 teams here in the Call of Duty World League, basically for their chance to go into Stage 2 for that next $250,000 tournament that's ultimately going to lead into Champs, the big one coming this fall. But
I love this new format so much. You know, Champs being at the end of the year, you know, everything kind of going into that one big event, and you know, barring this could actually be my first COD Champs.
Is
How
it really?
crazy is that? Yeah.
The first one you've casted?
First one I've been to.
You've never played at a COD Champs?
Nah.
So technically, Mr. X might be better at Call of Duty than you. That hurts my feelings.
No, it doesn't work like that.
That hurts me.
It doesn't work like that at all.
Because he is the worst. If you guys can hear me out there, and I'm speaking to our league operations team, I am not able to join the lobby. So if I could receive an invite, that would be magnificent.
Oh, do you want me to invite you?
Thank you, buddy.
All you got to do is ask.
I can get in now. I should be good to go.
I just sent you one.
All right. Thank you. I am in, and we should be ready to start this one in just a couple of seconds here. So
yeah, we're not going to go through the ban and protects again. Those are all done. The players have made their classes. We're just going to do the specialist stress so these guys can get, you know, their specialists on the way once again.
Very, very true. But let's, well, yeah, like you said, the ban protector. It looks like there's going to be picking them again here. Yeah. Should just rip right through them.
Yeah, might as well just go through it. I mean, the CWL rule set, all you get is a click of a button, everything's set up. Easy peasy. So these guys, they have no shot at messing up the rules by tweaking anything, you know, obviously, but so far everything's the same. I assume we're just going to keep them the same as well.
Yep, very true. Just ripping through them here.
Yeah, exactly.
We can hop into the specialist draft. Just a couple more to select here, and we'll be getting right into
Concussion.
game.
There we go. And these guys are just going to reselect their specialists, and then we'll be able to get things started. So, accuracy, of course, he's the player with the scythe, kind of replacing Bielfire. What do you think of that? Like, let's say you were CLG, right? You decide, would you rather have a player like Bielfire, or would you rather have a player like Accuracy on your team?
Honestly, I love both players.
Or would you rather have them both?
I think, that's a good question as well. I mean, really, it comes down to methods, making the decisions, with the CLG organization, who they feel is the better fit, and they feel Accuracy was the better fit. And I think...
But Bielfire's been playing so damn well recently.
He has, but if we're talking over the past couple of titles, well, okay, past title. If we're talking Advanced Warfare, I thought Accuracy was a stronger player in that. And, what we saw from Accuracy at the qualifier, I thought Accuracy played really, really well. So it's hard because I know Bielfire has been playing great, but Accuracy, I think, is a better player.
Okay.
I do. I mean, one's a little bit younger. One's kind of the seasoned veteran that's been around. You've teamed with Bielfire
he's a great
points
guy.
in your career. No, I love him. I think he's an amazing guy, amazing player, and it's sad to see him go, but I'm sure he's going to be finding his spot onto a roster because I think he's proven he's more than capable of hanging.
I think Bielfire is one of those players where if he's available, teams are, might start making moves to get him on their team. He's very talented. You're looking for, that stable AR kind of positional assault rifle player that can consistently drop kills. Bielfire is a great choice to go after.
Could not agree with you more. Just waiting on the guys to get their classes set up here, and we'll be ready to hop into game 3. And this is sort of your swing game, whether you're talking about the, NBA, MLB, like any kind of series, you have best of 5, best of 7. That middle game in the series is really the one that I feel like kind of gives you the momentum swing, gives you control of the series, especially with it tied right now 1-1. If they're able to take this, whichever team takes this, I think is going to take the series. I do.
Really?
Whoever gets the 2-1 advantage is going to take it.
Okay.
I feel slightly confident in that.
Well, at least you're not like Jack. Jack, his predictions are like, I'm 10,000% sure this is going to happen. Especially when we're in the ban and protects, he's like, I'm 10,000% sure Camel's going to get banned.
And then
they banned the frag grenade or something.
Jack he's one of the most absurd people I've ever met in my entire life. But I do love him like a son. I do. Could be young enough to be my son, but now Jack is absurd. But now we are going to be loading and getting ready now for evac uplink. Let us know on Twitter who you're rooting for in this one. Is it going to be CLG, Complexity? Who's going to take it? Now, how I was talking about the stronger side on this team. Let me know here for you. Red, blue, when you're attacking, what is the preferred side, Revan?
Red, for sure. But like I was saying earlier, both sides have that opportunity to get going.
See,
to
it's
get
funny
that spawns locked down.
I like attacking blue because I feel if you can get control of AC at blue, you can really get the rally going. Whereas one-pointers are much easier towards red.
I like attacking from the red side.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, I thought I said attacking which side. Okay, so you just misunderstood me. That's why I was curious. I was like, really that
no,
side?
I like attacking from the red side.
Yeah.
For
So
sure,
the side that we see Complexity on, they are going to be on the strong side right now, pushing towards. You saw basically that blue marker on the map. Yeah, I was confused. I was like, really? I was like, all right, well, I don't agree with you at all. How am I going to say this to him? But I just don't agree.
All right, all 4 go down for Complexity. The best start CLG could have wished for us now. They're pushing forward through the middle of the map. This is going to be definitely a 1-point opportunity. Perplex. He's actually okay.
That was wise.
Cutting a little close. I like that he decided to play it safe still very early on in the game. You want to establish your leader very early. As now Methods, if he could just stay alive here and be a nuisance for the guys in Complexity, that's really going to be working out very well for CLG as he's going to deploy his HCXD.
And, what's scary here, if you are on the side of CLG...
He needs to rotate back now.
Yes, because he's spawning... He was actually... A couple of the spawns that came in spawned them by drone almost. You can be in positions that can almost hurt you, even though you're in an aggressive position like he was in. He's trying to rotate back, trying to help his team. It doesn't look like it's going to hurt him for now, as they do have drone and they are pushing middle. But as you saw him get that 1-point toss, on this side, rather than for me, it is so important that every single opportunity you get for a 1-pointer, you take advantage of. You can't afford to miss shots here.
Too ambitious on this wall run. I think if you just run it bottom kitchen, you set up for the toss over the wall run. I think that's a bit more of a consistent way to get 1 point on the board. But I think why players like using the wall run is kind of like a safety net. So even if they do get spotted and they get taken out, their drone gets reset, doesn't immediately go in the other team's control, and you could use it as bait almost. Whereas force a rotation out from the other team, have your teammates set up near where their neutral drone is going to be, so that they're ready for the drone to spawn up and immediately take advantage of it.
Well, this is what you want to see. Complexity is just trying to get control.
Yeah.
You know, basically, if you're looking at the minimap, kind of that bottom left corner is where they really want to get set up and start to get the train coming forward. But they haven't really been able to win any kills in an aggressive fashion. All the kills have been in their base or around drone.
This is a good
Miracles,
though.
Yep, he gets a big two-piece, and this is going to allow them to start to get forward. No one has grabbed the drone at this point. They're going to kill one that was trying to sneak through the cracks. This final player on the minimap should be grabbing the drone. That's going to be Parasite. But as he sees his teammates drop around him, everyone that pushed forward ends up dropping. They didn't even get the drone or get off a one-point toss.
These are huge kills from Parasite, though, as his teammates are now going to rally up off respawn and join him. But that's a questionable push from Perplex, and CLG's kind of pretty lucky that it didn't come back to bite them, because as he decides to flank around through middle map, his teammates all died at the base, and Complexity, they weren't able to get CLG off the respawn. But that is a risky play for Perplex to make.
This isn't capture the flag. You know, sneaking through and potentially getting behind enemy lines isn't going to pay off as much. It's just
I thought he was just going to hang around the neutral drone and delay that push forward.
All right, well, now it's 1-1. We've got 2 minutes left in the first side. This is looking very good if you're CLG. You've got to feel great about how these first 3 minutes of uplink have gone, because you've kept it tied. You're on the less preferred side here to kick things off. Method's now coming back to drone, trying to win one. You've got 3 down for CLG, and now this is another opportunity to get set up. This position Felony is in now.
To stay alive.
Yeah, this is the position that Complexity is trying to get into and hold. They just have not been able to do it, and that's why they haven't been able to really get any kind of rally going forward. It looks like you had a deep one-point toss that ends up going over the top.
All right, and immediately you're going to see CLG decide to wrap this drone around once again, going along the wall run. Because if he dies, the drone falls off the map. But as too far for Complexity, he's going to choose a different route. And this is the area I was talking about. Just peek out, you can easy one-point toss, but there's going to be one player here, Parasite, trying to stop this. Not going to be able to make it happen as CLG with that dunk. They go up by those 2 points. Players still dropping for Complexity as the Annihilator is now going to get brought out from Methods. Huge kills for him to make, but he misses that first shot, and it looks like he's going to come back to bite him here.
Well, let's see if he can stay alive. He's doing a good job not repeaking. Now he's finally going to hit one. Finds a second, but it doesn't connect. The heat wave too much, but he is still somehow here. He's able to pick up one, not able to get the toss through, but now the final play, Perplex, do something with it! Don't just hold it in your hands!
I thought I was waiting for the heat wave to come off, but they probably thought they were safe. Method so close to getting that 2-point toss in. Perplex was there to follow it up, but
another dunk there. Another dunk would have been big.
Huge,
I mean, a 4-point advantage going into the stronger side would have been great. Good job getting that off the map there, as it would have been a risky business through the final 30 seconds. But now Methods
take it cut mid.
Trying to get control of drone spawn. He's got the drone. He gets out. He's got Felony in the base trying to wreak havoc. It looks like he's waiting for his teammates. They've grouped up. It's just there's only really him and one other player.
Yeah, just play time now, especially since all your teammates fall.
He needed his teammates to pick up some kills there.
Yeah, you had Felony way pushed up middle map. If you had just held that position over near the big door, they could have wrapped it kitchen and got a 1-point toss in. But you know, CLG, like we've been saying, they are more than happy going into the second side with a lead. They would have been happy tied. Yeah. But a lead, really, best case scenario here for CLG. They're in a great position to take this uplink.
They really are, and this series not going at all how we've predicted it with regards to each game. CLG doing an excellent job thus far in the respawns. Seeing the final couple kills there coming in for accuracy before we hop into our second side. And now you've a good break from CLG, or a good break from Complexity in tying up this early
Kinetic,
would be huge.
Scythe, HC, no heat wave though, so CLG, they're going to have a good amount of firepower. What do the guys on Complexity have to work with?
I'll go through. You've got Scythe for Nameless, Annihilator for Parasite, and Kinetic and Heatwave not up yet for the other two.
So they have both their weapons, no abilities?
Correct. But you do have Overdrive on Miracles, so he probably be working towards his Kinetic really quickly. Overclock, yes.
Yeah, Jack's made that mistake many times.
You have Overdrive, Overclock, Overkill. I mix them all together. But yeah, he will have Overclock, so he's going to be working towards his pretty darn quickly. Now, I'm watching the HC coming up for Methods here. You see Felony get 2, 3 down for Complexity. But that last player, that is a big kill for Miracles, because that delays the push at least a couple of seconds there. But
you might have to bring out a weapon here.
Yeah, because now they're flying forward. It's 3 players.
Get shut down immediately? They missed a 1 point. No, that way, no, okay. This is looking like it was maybe a little off target, but CLG, they get that 1 point on the board, and now they can continue slaying over near the Complexity base. As 3 go down, now you can start thinking about getting some dunks in.
Well, Accuracy has the drone in hand. We'll see if he's able to get a toss. Looks like it goes over the top, and they're able to sink it through. So 2-0 advantage here in the second side. They're doing a much better job than Complexity did. They're coming forward. His teammate drop should be another one-pointer. The scythe comes out, but does not matter as they've hit 3 in a row here in the opening 90 seconds of half 2.
And Nameless, he might decide, oh, I thought if he would have picked up the drone, he would have kept his progression maybe like halfway towards the scythe. But because he decided to switch his weapon, he loses all progression to the scythe. As an interesting one-point toss coming in. And, you know, Complexity, they missed that shot. So missed scoring opportunity coming out Complexity. And now CLG, they're going to wrap this one forward. You already got a player pushing out the lane. That's going to go ahead and be perplexed as Felny decides to take an alternate route right through middle. And this is going to be a good one-point opportunity for Complexity or from CLG. And they've hit just about all of their one-point tosses.
I actually don't think they've missed one yet. To my knowledge, they've put them all through, and that's
How crazy is it that they're winning with accuracy going 12 and 18?
That is nuts, because he's a guy that you need to pick up big kills, and now here comes, this is the push you want. You get control there of AC, and this is just the rally. You can see them spawning out at the top of the minimap there, and they've got really good control now. The only problem was they had to rotate back for drone, but they're able to pick up a couple more kills. They've got control of the base for the time being. There's only one more player there, and there's another dunk. And this is textbook. This is exactly what we were talking about before the game started. This is how you want to get control of this side.
Sight from his base, and now you see Complexity start to overextend, and this is where things can get really out of hand. I mean, sure, you already have a 10-point lead for CLG, but it could exponentially grow because you have nobody from Complexity with position at their base. Methods, if he's able to find these kills, would be absolutely massive. And now 2 fall for Complexity. Their push is stopped dead in the water. They toss the drone forward for yards, but CLG, they're going to be able to retake control, and they can just play for time here. Just, you know, run back and forth suicide if you wish with the drone on the side of the map.
Yeah, I don't really have any thoughts or opinions on what Complexity can do to bring this back. I mean, they're trailing by 10. On the weaker side.
Stuff your Annihilator, maybe that could be used.
You have to get them pinned for the rest of this time. They have to win the kills here at Drum.
I mean, you need CLG to just unplug their controllers, turn them off, and stop playing for Complexity to come back into this one. But they need to use their specialist abilities in like the perfect manner, and that needs to lead into a scoring train for Complexity. I mean, they're starting to run out of time. Yeah. 20 seconds remaining, and you can't really settle for one-point tosses
exactly.
right now.
So I was going to say, one-point tosses don't do it. You have to get dunks. There's one player in the back. He has to go for one.
That was almost a little too low.
It just doesn't do anything for you right now. You're not going to hit
3 dead.
Not going to hit 9 one-pointers.
Yeah, actually, they're still maintaining that 10-point lead.
Well, now this is, I mean, as good as this looks for CLG, you're into that scary position where this series now looks like it's going to go Game 5. And you have a team in Complexity that has been incredibly clutch and consistent in Game 5s, and kind of the opposite from the side of CLG. So one question mark.
I think CLG need to close it out in this upcoming CTF.
I could not
which is
agree
going to
more.
Be on breach.
Yeah, they really, really do. Or do we see accuracy help this team? Does he maybe make an impact, help them a little bit in the Game 5s? Because obviously the squads they've had not really working out in that particular scenario.
Maybe. This could be the difference. You know, maybe under BL Fire, they thought, okay, we need some help just closing out games in general. That has been something that's been hurting CLG throughout the majority of this league is closing out those final games. Maybe that's what accuracy brings to the table. You know, coming up clutch in those Game 5s, or, you know, even closing it out on this upcoming CTF. And, you know, looking at the scoreboard, man, Nameless, he drops 30 kills. Not enough for his team to even get 3 points on the board. A crushing defeat for Complexity at CLG. Easy stuff for them in this uplink as they go up 2-1.
Yeah, I'm not exactly surprised with how the second side went. I'm more surprised with the first side. That Complexity just never for 1 second got control of the CLG base, actually forced to spawn out and got a rally going. Not once at all.
They never really even had a lead either.
No. It was CLG from the get-go. I mean, they scored, they got, what, 3 down, I think, off the break.
They got that 1-point toss.
They got the 1-point toss, and from there, they never relinquished control. And usually you'll see teams play sometimes maybe a little bit safer on that side, but they had no issue going at Complexity. It really paid off, and you saw them just hammer it home there in the second half.
You know, one thing working in CLG's favor on that first side is they never gave up control of their AC.
Not once.
Never once did you see any Complexity player being able to put pressure onto the CLG spawns from that position, and, you know, that's something CLG did nearly perfectly on that other side. They got control of AC very early on. They got some easy 1-point tosses, and just being able to be that far pushed forward up in the lane, you saw how many 1-point tosses they were able to get in after that.
Well, that, and they got, I think, a string of maybe two dunks they got as well, which really starts to add to it. But let's take a look here at the scoreboard as we wrap up Game 3 here between Complexity and CLG. Let's talk about the side of CLG as they had the big win. Who went big for you? Who stands out? I mean, the 1-point tosses, look how many throws they had.
Yeah.
8.
Perplex hitting the majority of those, that's exactly what you want from him in those respawn game modes. It's something where he's been pretty vocal about. He needs to step it up when it comes to the hard points, the uplinks, and the CTF, and this is a great way to pitch in, hitting all your one-point tosses. Then you have methods, getting some help from Felmy in the slang department. They combine for a good amount of kills, over 50 together, and now we're going to take a look at some of the highlights. CLG, as we were saying from the get-go, they get that one-point lead, then they get dunks after it. Methods, same lot with this Annihilator. Doesn't make the biggest impact with it, but it's annoying enough to keep CLG at, pinned back in their base. Forces a heat wave as well. Stays alive after this as he picks up the cone to Ricky, and this is where we're like, oh, somebody dunk it. I thought Perplex was going to use heat wave right here just to secure it, but just unable to get high enough to put it in.
That or the one-pointer, but ultimately, I mean, it didn't matter. I mean, right after that is when they really started to punish here. When they switched to the other side, they went incredibly big, and like you said, controlled AC, got several dunks through. I think they had, what, total of 3 dunks, was it? And I think...
2 or 3.
I think all 3 of them came through in a minute to 90-second span. Really,
well, they had one on the first side.
Okay, so the 2, then it was 2 on the other side that came through.
Back to back,
where they...
And it wasn't really like many flashy plays, right? It was just textbook stuff, as you're saying, very straightforward from CLG as we're moving into the ban and protects for upcoming breach, capture of flag. I think we fully expect to see something like Overdrive go, maybe a camo, as well as, rapid fire, high caliber. MR6 goes as well. Anything crazy you see either of these teams doing here?
I mean, sometimes we'll see, blast suppressor bans from Complexity from time to time. We've even seen Dead Silence be banned in CTF just so you don't get those sneak pulls. It's a little rare, but I've seen Complexity do some interesting stuff. I think it's going to be pretty standard, though.
Okay.
I think Complexity feels they can beat this team. They're frustrated. They're down 2-1, and in my opinion, Complexity should worry about playing their game. I don't think they need to worry about disrupting CLG. Just play your game. You've been doing it all year. You choke some, you get to game 5, you close it out when it matters, and that's kind of what they're looking at right now.
I feel like the one thing working against Complexity is they keep banning out the concussion here. Normally we see Complexity are the ones to protect it and keep some of the tacticals in the game just so they could slow their opponents down and slow the pace of the game a little bit. I think they're allowing CLG to have too much freedom in the way that they want to play the game. Perplex is running out of time for this last ban, by the way.
Well, that's kind of what I hate. I hate when you're watching, let's say we're talking about a team like, I don't know, DT, TK, CLG, someone that's been struggling a bit.
They don't do anything like
they need to.
Out of the ordinary.
Why wouldn't you protect concussions? Try to slow it down. Protect things like that.
I was even thinking ban out perk 1 greed.
Sure.
Ban out perk 3 greed.
Stop playing into the better team's game. I mean, that's what we see teams do so often. You got to mix things up. I know there's a lot of confidence in some of these players, and they think they can hang with anyone. But the fact is, you can't at times, and you need to mix things up. You need to try and put a little variety in the gameplay.
Anytime you go like gun on gun against the Optic Gaming, Team Envious, Rise, FaZe, it's not going to work out, man.
Yeah, it sure feels good when you get that occasional win playing that style, but the keyword's occasional. It doesn't happen very
You're looking
frequently.
For consistency.
Yeah, you need to figure out ways to, I guess, kind of change the game, make it yours, put your impact on it, and that's the thing I guess we haven't seen many teams do outside of teams like H2K. Elevate at times will really kind of make those top teams sort of play their game.
Nogafen's a player I talked with a lot at UMGSC, especially about the ban and protects, and his players like, well, I could use 1 ban on something like TACMAS and force out 2 for my opponent, because after that, they want to take out the concussions, they want to take out flashbangs. So just by playing some mind games with that, you could take away some easy bans for your opponents. I mean, let's look at this case scenario, right? Just hypothetically, you ban out TACMAS, you force your opponents to ban concussion, flashbang, then you don't ban rapid fire, high caliber either. You get comfortable with using those attachments. Those are 4 bans, and you leave your opponents with no impact on the game whatsoever. They can't do anything out of the ordinary because you're pretty comfortable with that, playing without those things already. And
I would even I'm curious, when we get closer to stage 1 and you add the $250,000 on the line, 3
things
weeks
are gonna
from
get
now,
crazy.
Do you have, I would almost have like a set strategy like per map, like, because you can't be too predictable with this stuff, because if they know you're going to try and target like a couple things, it's now that you have that neutral position, you can get to the ban, you can get to the protect in the equal amount of time. But are they going to have just kind of certain maps, certain I guess string of things they try to do between games to attack stuff, and that's, I'm kind of curious.
I've been saying it for a couple of weeks now. I fully expect to see more perk greed bans get banned out going into land.
We've seen it a little bit more, over the past month or so. We've seen them attacked a little bit here in Europe as well. But I can't wait, man. We're getting closer and closer to April 1st through 3rd, which will be the relegation land final, which will be the bottom 4 pro teams playing against the top 4 challenge teams that come out of the online groups. And then we'll also have the top 8 competing for, again, $250,000. But we are getting ready to hop into Breach CTF. Breach might be my second favorite map in the game. I think it's my favorite CTF
behind
map.
Fringe.
And yeah, Fringe number 1. I think Breach number 2. This one can be so entertaining. Now,
how much does Fringe remind you of like a standoff?
A lot, I guess, especially in the callouts kind of too, and the layout of it. I mean, Fringe I think is kind of, for anyone that played Black Ops 2, it's kind of your favorite map. Just reminds you so much of it in many ways. Now, taking a look at this one, when you're talking about red and blue, where do you prefer to attack from?
I think on CTF, it's pretty even on both sides, just kind of the nature of CTF. The way the spawns work, because the flag is so far back at base, when you respawn, aside from, you know, when you get that weird spawn as the other team pushes from red to green, you could force them to spawn closer in Palace. I think that's really the worst spawn you can get, is it looks like we might get a quick restart of this game. But anyways, as we were talking about Breach, I think for the most part this is a very straightforward 3-lane map. You can't really get too sneaky with the wall runs where you can on a map like Evac.
Yeah, there's like
so
some in
CTF,
the middle, but not as much as Evac, for sure. I think that's because they're kind of, the sneaky wall runs are in the kind of the middle of the map, whereas in Evac you can get outside, which makes it a little more dangerous.
I think if I were forced to pick, I would prefer attacking from green to red. I feel like on green, it's a bit easier to defend your flag. It's a bit more of a wide open area. You could always back up to kind of where like the glass things are, you know, in the back of your flag, and use the banister to your advantage. It's pretty tough to, you know, run from broken to the flag and get away safely. You always have to worry about like that back AC, then worry about the side railings, whereas on the other side, you know, it's pretty straightforward. Not much cover for the defenders to utilize. You could pick up the flag, you could run it into lab, and then it's like, well, where'd you go? You got 4 seconds to really determine, otherwise you could give up a flag.
Yeah, and a lot of times the thing I focus the most on is when you get that pool, where those spawns come in. And depending, it's so much dependent on timing, because you know that
and where you push from.
The respawn timers will change throughout these various game modes. They get longer and longer, really, as we get through our best of 5 for the most part. And on this one, it's such a timing thing, depending on if you get the flag out and they spawn behind you in their base, or they're spawning Palace on you and they're going to be pushing and very easily can overextend. So we'll be watching that one a little bit. Now let's make sure we still have everyone in the lobby, as we're going to just be having a restart here momentarily, guys. Thanks for being patient, as we should be able to get started up. For those just tuning in right now, 2-1 advantage. CLG, they've won both respawns. If they close out their third, they'll take the series. But again, the bane of the existence kind of for CLG has been closing out series. And
that's really the case with a lot of the teams in the relegation zone.
Yeah, without question. I mean,
they've had a lot of opportunities to close out the majority of their matches. They just haven't been able to do so.
And when they go to those game 5, it's who is going to clutch up, and Complexity has been the scariest team in that capacity. So CLG fans, you're looking good right now, but you're not out of the woods yet by any stretch of the imagination. Looks like everybody loaded up, ready to hop right back into Game 4 here, as we just had a bit of an issue with that one. Now, CTF, obviously you have players on both sides of this that were top players in Black Ops 2. They have a lot of experience in CTF. Who do you give the edge to, though, in this particular game?
I think Complexity. I think they're just a great team for CTF. They like, you know, those slow-paced games, like to slow it down a little bit. And their communication is just great. You know that they're going to be tracking players on the map. They're going to know where they're going to be spawning, when they're going to be spawning up, and know who's alive, who's dead. I think this is a good game mode for some of these Complexity players, and CTF is my favorite game mode, man.
All right, well, here we go. The first kill coming in. Parasite going to be picking up 2 off the rip. I was watching Ricky push through Palace, and he's going to be able to get in for a pull very quickly. So he's going to need some cover here from Parasite. They're going to take it top map right now out through Cage. And yeah, I mean, this player mid-map, well, he did kill. That kill on Parasite's big, because now the flag runner is going to be by himself for a moment here. There's one trailing him. Miracle's going to cover him. He might get shot from behind. Somehow has not been tagged up yet. The flag, did it go off the edge?
It fell off the map.
Oh, my God.
That's exactly why I was like, oh, he decided to run it top?
And I also wonder if that player kind of waited to put shots until he got to that position, because you could see on the minimap he was being tracked for quite some time. The kill comes at the perfect moment.
That was the smartest play of 2016 for Methods, just waiting for Ricky to be on that wall run. And I was like, okay, Ricky's just going to ledge boost off it into bottom glass. You got Miracles right next to him to soak up the shots. You got your teammates spawning up. They can help you out bottom broken. And you know, it's as simple as just running in to capture the flag after that. A risky play from Ricky on Complexity, but they're in a good position to get another flag out. As Ricky does fall, he's going to have a teammate to follow this up. It's going to be Nameless. Finds one, takes down Methods, but we see that there's a couple more players to take care of. As he's laying down some fire, he will get cleaned up. So things will stabilize here for CLG, but they're going to be fighting from their base, which is always a scary position to be in.
If Nameless kind of waited another second, I think he would have had Miracles to help him. He was pushing through steps, but doesn't get there in time. And now we've got a little bit of a reset. You can just see, looking at the minimap, it's been basically aggression nonstop. I was watching, I don't even know what just happened to Miracles. He just imploded while sliding off of a ledge.
Yeah, that's always rough. You know, sometimes things just don't go your way.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why it's just so tough to be consistent in a game like Call of Duty, because timing is just so important. Especially in a game with like Search and Destroy, you know, you could be making some smart plays, but you just get one bad timing and one bad timing after another, and here come the smoke grenades from CLG, but, you know, sometimes, as I was saying, things just don't go your way. But
well, that smoke was perfect. You see, okay, you see right now this player in the back, you can see him on X-ray. That position's so tough to deal with, unless, of course, your name is accuracy. Don't do it to him. Almost gets a third, but he should be weak. Ricky goes huge. Those two kills prevent a potential cap there. Is they're not even able to get a pull. Great defense there coming in from Ricky.
And that's the exact position I was talking about when we were speaking about Breach, but I do love the decision to use smoke grenades here from CLG. That's something that could close the gap and cut off lines of sights of those defending players from Complexity, just posting up and watching their flag, especially that player near the back AC.
Well, it doesn't help so much with your, I guess, pushes coming from Palace or like cage side, but it does help a lot from coming from bottom broke. When you're just pushing right through the middle, you get that smoke and you try to get out. They almost were away if it weren't for a couple clutch plays there from Complexity. Now, Ricky's playing slow because how close is he to streaks? Here, I'll check on him real quick. He is
275.
275 to Lightning, so he's still got a ways to go, but he should be playing pretty slow. This is
team kill.
This is a map, remember, where I think Ricky had, remember, like a 16-kill streak or something like that? It was in our top 5 plays, I know, on this map and game mode. But now we're going to have flag out for either side, and they're running at each other right now. Accuracy opts to not take that fight, goes back to the middle, is able to find one. He's got some help there from Felony as well.
Great flag running from Accuracy here.
Now, who's the player across that might get in from behind? That's Felony. So Felony is on the hunt right now behind the flag area.
And he just uses Kinetic.
Oh, look at the 3 players. They're trying to close here. The Predator's on the loose. They're pushing in. Methods, though, and Felony still up. They can't find this player. He's wrapped all the way around.
He's dead?
They're ultimately going to kill him. Can they get the return? Felony gets 2. Can't get the third. Is there anyone else there to get it? Methods gets it. Methods should have the return.
Woo.
And there is the first cap on the board for CLG. The triple kill coming in for Methods.
That was huge for Methods right there. I definitely thought Perplex was going to get that touch, so I immediately switched over to Accuracy. Now CLG, they're starting to chain kills together. Things are going their way. Methods still in the position to get the flag out. He's going to get the touch, and now he knows exactly where Miracles is going to be coming from. He's got Accuracy watching his back. They got the cutoff. Perplexed. As long as he stops one player going on the overextension, this is going to be a flag cap.
Perplex ended up dropping. Method stood still. Be good. Ricky's trying to get through bottom left as he cut him off. He couldn't find him. He got a couple shots in, but the slide comes in. It's an awkward gunfight. And Ricky can't clutch up. You see full streaks here from Methods. What a big first half. CLG wants to take all 3 respawns and close this out in 4.
That would be huge. Definitely not how I expected this series to go, but
not at all.
This is looking like a brand new CLG team, and this is exactly how they want to start off week 9.
Well, you have to think about, if you're talking about top teams that are most susceptible to upset, Complexity is number 1 for me because of the number of game 5s, right? They've played so many. And speaking of, they don't have enough time. Let's say, can he somehow get this out?
He just wanted to slay with a flag in his hand and
get some points.
Bonus points.
But they have to be the team, right, that's most susceptible. I mean, I know when you talk about Envy and Optic teams that are basically locked into the top 8, you're susceptible from the standpoint that you're overconfident, careless, those type of mistakes. But Complexity just has been inconsistent really all year by the fact that they have that many game 5s. I guess I shouldn't be that surprised.
It's so weird because, you know, we'll see Complexity take out like an Optic game, and we'll see them take out, you know, a FaZe, and we're like, finally, you know, they're shown up, and then they lose to like a CLG, and we're like, how do you beat Optic? You beat FaZe, and then you lose to CLG, who quite frankly, they are a lesser opponent than some of the other top teams in the league. Well, it's just weird.
The fact is, you know, we've seen really big swings in CTF on this map, though. I know it can be pretty 50-50. You know, you like both sides, but it doesn't always play out that way. We've seen 2-0 advantages turn into like 2-4 losses. So we'll see if Complexity can come up big here.
This is a great opportunity for them.
It's the site that Nameless gets dropped basically immediately. Accuracy picks up one. Miracles has it out. I don't know what we just watched there.
Yeah, he fell off the map from Felony, but this is still going to be a flag cap
for
Complexity.
That's
Accuracy
huge.
did use his Hellstorm, and he used
That's massive then. Not only does he use the streaks, but you get a score in the opening 40 seconds or so. This is big. They're looking so good. And now,
no, it's Methods, sorry. Methods just used the health.
Oh, okay. So, but now your confidence for CLG has all but evaporated. You felt great. You had the 2-0 advantage. It does not feel safe now. Look at they've completely stopped moving. Well, they look scared.
Yeah, the way I like to approach CTF is every flag after a 1 lead is a mistake you can make. And that was the one mistake CLG had.
And unfortunately, it was in the opening 40 seconds.
Yeah, so it's going to be a long road ahead of them just to maintain this lead. And you're looking for Perplex to really step up. I feel like he's a little too smokeless about just spamming the map with smokes. He needs to push up and establish some map control.
Yeah, you know, we see some teams that play CTF a little bit slow, but I am more the advocate of constant pressure. You know, keep them off your side. Offense is your best defense at times in CTF, and now you see the flagpole. Felony's got it. He's going to be going top side of the map through Cage here. He is good for now. There's a couple players you can see overextending. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Methods here. Methods has to track down these players. He saw one go bottom green, not able to get shots, and now Felony tries to clean it up. Excellent shots from him. He's the flag carrier. There's one player to beat. Do they get the return? Yes, they do. Ricky coming up clutch yet again.
A lot of time wasted off the clock, but this is going to be a counterpull opportunity for Complex. You got kinetic armor on Miracles. Finds one at the base as he takes down Perplex, but he is going to decide to pop his kinetic. 2 players drop it, but he gets immediately cleaned up from behind. Is there anybody here? Parasite? Maybe, but he's fighting 2 CLG players as this push gets stopped.
In my opinion, never pop kinetic while weak. You get shredded when you pop kinetic and you're low health. It doesn't really do much of anything. You seem to drop so quickly. You saw how quickly he got taken out there. But Ricky in behind, he's been clutch master. There's one, can't get the pull and get out. Just over 2 minutes to go here, Evan. Can Complexity do it? Are they going to be able to push this one to a game 5, or will CLG be able to hold on?
This is great from CLG. They're making the defensive kills happen, and they're consistently sending somebody on the overextension who's been able to make their way through Palace, up through top AC, and they're still putting pressure on the Complexity, and you see how it's forcing their hand. I mean, look at Nameless. Even though he's controlling the HCXC, look at where he is on the map.
Yeah, very true. And another reason the overextension is good, a standoff is your best friend. If Complexity is able to get a flag out, you're fine with a 1-2 minute standoff. Yeah. I mean, that works out brilliantly for you. Having someone on the overextension that's always a threat to get that flagpole
with a stalemate like that is it gives you a chance to get 2 caps, right? You can get the one off the return, and then you're in a good position to get a counter cap. Because, you know, most of the time you're just going to be defending your flag carrier who's going to be near your flag pack anyways. So it's a good opportunity, as you were saying, for Complexity to, you know, even take the lead off of a stalemate.
Well, it's a good thing for them to take a lead, but it's also I feel like it's good for CLG too, just to burn time. Yeah, really. If Complexity can't get that flag
for the return at that point, so
very true.
It's almost a 3-on-4.
All right, well, you see Parasite dealing with one at bottom green. They need to get a flagpole soon here. I know they have a little over a minute. It's plenty of time, but they've got to get something going. He's pulling it. There's a split spawn here, I think, so he's going to have to drill players right in front of a Palace.
Wait, but Felony didn't turn around yet.
Felony still hasn't turned. Felony, look at the map. Oh my God, does he get around this corner? He gets cleaned up then. This is a misplay for sure. Accuracy wants to run it right at him as well. This is a standoff we talked about. The Perplex should have the return. Accuracy has the flag. What is that?
He gets safe kill from Method's lightning strike.
Oh no. Well, I mean, it still doesn't hurt them too bad because there's only 40 seconds left here.
If they get that flag cap, the game is absolutely over though. This leaves Complexity with an opportunity still to come back into the game.
Well, we'll find out if it hurts him, right? We'll find out.
Take out the Annihilator, yep.
And he has got to connect here.
I'd sit behind this AC. I wouldn't even peek until they get into bottom row.
Don't you question the swag of Methods. Hey, as he's going to get dropped. But his teammates cleaning up the kills. He hasn't even had a fire yet. Now it comes. There's one. That second player is now terrified. There's an HC as well. Can't connect. The second one works. Picks up 2. Ooh. Will he snag the third? 10 seconds left. It doesn't matter. CLG has sent Complexity packing as they have taken this one 2-1 in Game 4. CTF on Breach.
I mean, I was right about the map score, just wrong about the teams.
Yeah, and is that... I think it's a mix of 2 things. I think it's the fact that Complexity is very susceptible to a loss as a top team because their inconsistent issues, but also CLG, they just have so much more to play for. You know, backs against the wall, final 3 weeks, 6 games to go here to avoid relegation, and that is a huge win. Now, what that win does, too, if you're talking about Team Kaliber, DT, H2K, TSM, LG, all of those teams are like, crap. Yeah. That's not how we wanted the night to start. We did not want CLG getting a victory opening things up because that just puts pressure on everybody.
And you know they're watching these games. They're like, okay, we need CLG to lose so that we could get out of that relegation zone. Nope, not going to happen. Yeah. CLG fighting for their Stage 2 lives, making a good case to move out of the relegation zone. As we were saying, best way they could possibly have started off Week 9 here.
So this is the first match on Bravo is huge now. I mean, it was
H2K
always
TSM.
huge, but H2K TSM is big because that. I don't think it puts that much pressure on H2K because they had a 2-0 week last week. They've been playing really, really well. I think they're pretty confident they're going to qualify. But TSM is right there on the bubble. They're holding that A spot, right? But right now, if they lose to H2K, that CLG win, that hurts them bad. That's a 1 game swing, really.
As we take a look at the scoreboard, Ricky, he gets 4 returns. He gets the only capture, but Parasite, the only player positive for Complexity, whereas you get good games out of Accuracy as well as Felony. Perplex is making some big plays happen with the smokes. I think at one point in the game, Perplex was what, like 4-12? Turns around, finishes 14-17.
Excellent job.
Yeah, great job from him.
And, you know, I mentioned during the game how clutch Ricky was, and that's because it seemed like every single time we saw them have to make a return, it was Ricky. Like, every time he was the one coming up clutch, picking up a kill or two, and getting that return. Whether it was at home or during a standoff, he was just doing a really, really solid job here for Complexity, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. I mean, that's scary when you lose 2-1 and you see 4 returns for one player. That means you were just getting pushed the entire game, basically.
Yeah, great stuff from CLG, man. I'm sorry for underestimating you guys, but they are staying in it, at least for the time being. Still a lot of Call of Duty to play. I think they have a total of, 5 more games left in the entire league. But this is a good start to climbing their way back out of the hole they dug themselves in.
It absolutely is. So day 1 of week 9 begins with an upset. Now looking forward, we've got a bunch of big matches as we Optic Gaming Dream Team. Dream Team beat Optic Gaming the first match. Are they going to be able to do it again is a big question. You have Team Kaliber FaZe, huge match for TK. Can they get the upset? And then Elevate Envy. I think that might be the best series of the night, but with the, I guess, the least impact probably on the standings. But we've got a lot of great matches to come. Quick 5-minute break. We'll be right back, guys.
Be still, please, don't you dare. Oh my god, Legend's brain is splattered across the map.
Nable's going to have a big defensive stand here as they come in. There's one. He saw the player on the bomb as well. I believe pops the kinetic, and now he's going to fly. There's two. With the melee. Oh, attach, you filthy, filthy man. All of a sudden, 1v1, round 11, 40 seconds on the clock. Attach versus Slack. Bomb is down.
Attach trying to push this onto the bomb side. He actually catches Slack, and he's able to win the gunfight.
Zerg very well could pick up this round. We could see TCM pick up 2-0. They need to be defusing now. They are. This is the one shot he needs to hit. He gets it. It's beautiful stuff from Zerg.
Just getting even.
So you got 2 or 2 breach. Who's going under? I'm trying to see this Nagafin underneath. He's going to flank right behind. Nagafin with the play of the night. He's able to grab 1. Able to grab 2. Does he get 3? Picks up 3. Nagafin with the routes.
Competing is what I live for. People think it's so easy and you can just put an hour or 2 a day into it and it'll just magically happen. It's not like that. You have to be very dedicated. You have to really put your heart and soul into it and hope that it evolves into being a pro gamer. I'm the captain of the competitive team, so I do a lot of the out-of-game stuff, the inviting people to teams, talking about things that we need to work on. You do have to sacrifice quite a bit of time and a lot of different things to really become a professional gamer. There's been holidays like Thanksgiving where I'm down there for an hour eating dinner, and I'd be right back up there practicing again with my team, trying to get better. All of my family is in Pennsylvania. I live in Chicago with my girlfriend. I'll go back maybe once or twice throughout the year to visit and catch up with all of them. But they know that I'm doing what I love and they're very supportive of it. My favorite thing about what I do is definitely competing. People screaming and cheering every time a play was made. Even with those sound-canceling headsets, you can still hear the crowd just going absolutely insane. And it really sends shivers throughout your whole body because it's really a surreal experience. There's nothing like it.
Outside of the game, it's just laughs and a lot of fun. We're all similar interests in terms of things outside of the game. I'll be friends with them even if I weren't teaming with them.
They're humble, they're down to earth. I love the loyalty that they have, and I love the supportiveness.
It's just a lifelong friendship I've created with these guys that through gaming, and it's just awesome.
We have Nameless, who's our captain, who's also another shot caller.
Just a cool guy, man, all around.
Marcus, also known as Miracles. He's a really good submachine gun player, so he's a slayer for us. He's the guy who, like, just go in and kill everyone.
Ricky's always been a part of that like group of friends.
I'm a really good vocal leader. When they need someone to make a play call, that's where I come in. And then Parasite's just a really smart player.
Parasite and Mir have won a world championship together. Me, Rick, and Parasite have won a tournament together.
I'm not too worried when it comes to like the competition aspect. Our biggest enemy is ourselves. The heat of the moment in the game, and we're all like really passionate about winning, and people screw up, we tend to kind of like butt heads.
You have to be really a communicator, a team leader.
We're very strategic and tactical. We watch a lot of people's streams. We watch a lot of other teams play. And our search and destroy game is top tier. So I think that that's something that definitely holds us apart from all the rest of the teams. And I think it gives us an edge.
I love the tactics. I love all the strategy. I want to place first, man, through the whole year. I just want to be on top again, man. I miss the feeling.
It's been this amazing defensive play and pressure coming out of Elevate, and now they potentially have a score. There's nobody there to stop it. This one, no, there is.
domination. Capture the objective. Be advised, hostile UAV incoming. Losing A. Losing C. Enemy took Charlie. Hostile UAV spotted. Be advised, hostile care package overhead. Take what you can from this and win the next round. Hostile Hellstorm overhead. Hard point. Secure the objective. Hard point lost. Hard point locked down.
Battery kill.
Hard point contested. Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint locked down.
Enemy destroyed.
We're winning this fight. Hater deployed.
Neutralized.
Raps deploy ship inbound. Race inbound.
UAV ready for tasking.
Kill.
Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint locked down.
Establish perimeter at 10,000 feet AGL. UAV MTL 50% check. UAV departing AO.
Hardpoint lost. Hardpoint locked down. All CDP assets degraded.
Goal reached. Victory achieved.
You've seen my work. It speaks for itself.
Shot out. Uplink. Take the satellite drone to the uplink station. Friendly counter UAV inbound.
Battery neutralized.
Friendly has the satellite drone.
Shot up.
Hostiles have the satellite drone. Friendly HCXD deployed. Enemy uplink. Satellite reset. Get the satellite back. They dropped the satellite drone. Our team has the satellite. The enemy has the satellite. We have the satellite drone. Satellite drone reset. Be advised, hostile HCXD spotted. Mission clock running down. Friendly UAV inbound. Our team has the satellite. Be advised, hostile UAV incoming. Our satellite carrier is down. Hostiles have the satellite drone. Stand down. It's a draw. Halftime. Uplink. Take the satellite drone to the uplink station. Satellite drone. The satellite drone has been dropped. Friendly has the satellite drone.
UAV on standby.
Satellite uploaded. Satellite drone reset. Our team has the satellite.
In the turn, sensors are capture your objective.
Friendly hardened sentry deployed.
UAV MTL 50% check.
They have the satellite drone. Satellite reset. Friendly Hellstorm inbound.
UAV
Friendly has the
departing.
satellite drone.
Reaper down.
Friendly UAV inbound.
Gunslinger KIA.
Have satellite uplink. Satellite reset.
EKIA.
Threat neutralized.
Hostiles have the satellite drone. Hellstorm inbound. They have satellite uplink. Satellite reset. Friendly hardened sentry deployed. Friendly UAV inbound. has the satellite. They have the satellite drone. Friendly HCXD inbound. Hostile satellite carrier down. Satellite drone reset. We have the satellite. UAV inbound. Satellite uploaded. Satellite reset. Counter UAV inbound. Our team has the satellite.
Battery neutralized.
Hellstorm inbound. We have established remote uplink. Friendly has the satellite drone. Uplink achieved. Satellite drone reset.
Effect EKIA.
Keep pushing. We got this. Our team has the satellite. We dropped the satellite drone. They have the satellite. Be advised, hostile HCXD spotted. Enemy uplink achieved. Satellite drone reset. Friendly has the satellite drone. They have the satellite drone. Satellite reset. Time's running out. Finish this. We've lost the satellite. Be advised, hostile care package overhead. Hostile UAV above.
Base closed.
Satellite transferred. We have satellite uplink.
Overwatch scratched.
That is an astounding round, one to remember.
He-Wave gets hit. What a perfect use of that specialist. He stops the dunk from coming in. That is definitely a play to keep in mind. Classic with Afterburner. One player to beat, though, that's wall running as well. He turns around, passes it to his teammate. Mooney moving forward with the drone. He's got overdrive. He's going for the dunk. Is he going to float on in? Oh, that was so anticlimactic. The story of my life as he uses the...
we got to score. It doesn't matter. Yes! The greatest uplink play ever!
Looks like they should be able to at least put a two-point play on the board here. Yeah, they have an opportunity. And he's got kinetic as well, so they have an opportunity to actually make this happen. You see the drone get into the hands of Optic. Slasher picks up, not able to toss it for yards, though. It's actually going to be...
They got this. I think they have a chance. You got to toss it. Turn around. You got to run. 6 seconds left. They should be able to get the dunk. And there it is. Tie game. Optic Gaming. 3 seconds left. We've got OT.
Try and get a pick here. Toss in a nade. Try and get the hit marker, but I don't think they have any idea spaces in the corner.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Look how cocky it is.
You filthy, filthy man.
Full-fledged into it. They have Twitter, and they watch on my videos on YouTube. Everything, they're just very supportive now. Be the best player I could be for my team. I'm a submachine gun player, so I'm always like in your face, running at people, do the objective, cover my teammates if they need cover, or just go to the lane that's open. Call of Duty 4, when I first started playing, I placed top 8 my first event. I started my first live stream and people came out to watch. FaZe Clan has a ton of fans, and now that I'm on FaZe, there's just a bunch of them. They're always tweeting us, congratulating us. I'm just gonna keep writing it out, keep doing my absolute best. I don't think I have a personal, biggest rival, but since we're on FaZe, probably Optic Gaming, because last year, FaZe won an event, and then Optic won 3. Clayster, myself, Replays, and JCap were on Denial. We beat Optic at Call of Duty Championships and won that tournament, and then Optic won the next 2 tournaments, and then when we formed our new team with myself, Zuma, Enable, and Clayster, we beat Optic 3 times on LAN, and they haven't beat us yet on LAN, so it's really fun when we play them. They're probably the best team in the game. I always love hanging out with them, but when we're in game, we're rivals, we just gotta play each other, and it's always really fun because it's always an intense match.
Every day, I probably get 5 tweets on my Twitter asking, how do you become a pro gamer? Do you have any tips? You have to be dedicated, put a lot of time into it. You have to be patient. I've been putting in 8 to 12 hours a day. Eventually, if you're a good player, you'll get recognized. Just from playing video games, they come up and say, hey, dude, I'm a big fan. I appreciate what you do. And I think it's cool that someone wants me to write sharp on a piece of paper because I play video games. Right out of high school, I was traveling a lot. We were going to London. We went to Germany and stuff like that. So, my family is like, why can't you hang out? And I'm like, well, I'm doing this. I have to play in this tournament. They've been to some of my tournaments. They usually watch all of them online, and my mom will sit there and watch my stream sometimes when I'm playing. So it's nice to have a supportive family. My brothers, they think it's pretty crazy. There was a tournament in Columbus they all went to, and they all had mullet wigs on because my whole thing is mullet nation because I'm from Kentucky. So they were all rocking mullet wigs, screaming in the crowd. So it was pretty cool to see them out there. I think my team this year can go as far as any other team can go. I think we're one of the best teams. Black Ops 2 was Team Kaliber's best game as an organization, so I think Black Ops 3 would just be the same thing.
Optic Gaming gets the quick 3-0. Coming up next, though, your 25K champions, FaZe Clan, going up against Team Kaliber. Now, TK, a team that really needs a win, like CLG, and they are 2 sides of a different coin. When you basically saw Team Kaliber hasn't made any team changes, really. You've seen CLG make the changes, at least so far today. It's made an impact. Can TK get a win is the question.
It's going to be tough. You're going up against a very strong team in FaZe, but I was talking to Nezo last night. I was playing some matches with him. They feel confident going up against FaZe, and they think they're going to be able to take this match.
It would be a big, big win, but they need Goon. Goon has been, their lead slayer really in every capacity. It's been that second guy that needs to help him.
You can make an argument that he's been the best on the team.
He really, in my opinion, he has been. But what is it about him? What do you like about him as a player? How has he been succeeding thus far?
I really like the versatility of Goon. I mean, sure, you see him with an assault rifle in his hands most of the time, but when it comes down to it, he's not afraid to bring out an SMG and help his team with the aggression.
Very, very true. We saw him, throughout Advanced Warfare a lot of times with that ASM-1, trying to make an impact with the sub. He can really do it all. He can be very versatile, even though he's more known for that AR role. Now on the other side, again, the 25K champs, FaZe Clan. They go big this week. They 3-0 H2K in the finals. They get a 20-0 win in the uplink. They go absolutely massive. And now we've seen Kaliber. He was running a sub for a while. He's reverted back to his more standard AR role, and you've kind of seen that paying off dividends for this team.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And Clay's a player who, as of late, he hasn't been doing too spectacular in the respawn game modes. It's roster, man. It's tough to consistently perform well in the hard points when everybody has the capability to pick up a lot of kills.
Yeah, it's like Optic in the way that you have four people very, very capable of getting the slaying done. Very similar in a lot of these roles as well. But shortly here, we're going to hop into the ban and protect here for FaZe. Going up against TK, what can TK do to mix things up? Because they're a team that sometimes falls in that trap of playing standard game against a team that wants to play a standard game.
Yeah, I mean, that's been TK's game plan since day one. They're another one of those teams that they like to get rid of the tacticals. They like to get rid of high caliber and rapid fire. They're not afraid just to use all four of their bans on stuff like that. FaZe, they consistently go after the HCXD. I think TK, they have to do something different. I'm just not sure what they do, or at least what they should do.
Yeah, if we had the perfect answer for that, we'd be in a different career trying to find what will work for them. You see Concussion, you see Flashbang both coming off. I think one of those might have been able to make an impact for TK potentially if they could slow things down going up against FaZe. You still have Rapid Fire in this one. And
Purifier still in.
That's true. Purifier we saw get banned in the first series. Second series ends up making it through and makes a huge impact for Cinder. Not enough, though, to get the win over Optic Gaming.
All right, so now moving into the last two bans. It's going to be a Man of War ban from Goonjar. That is certainly interesting because the M8 still very good. XR2 good as well.
But it's Kaliber. Kaliber has been he's been using the Man of War on just about every map recently. We've seen him use it all through the weekend. He was using that Man of War. He likes the fact, one, it's powerful, but two, you're a little bit better that close to mid-range than you are with a burst rifle. And I'm not shocked to see that. It looks like TK's been doing their homework.
I mean, yeah, on a map like Stronghold, you're not going to be fighting like super long-range engagements, right, where the M8 would be king over for the most part. The SMGs are going to be up close and personal. It's going to be a lot of medium-range engagements, and that's certainly somewhere where a gun like the Man of War can shine.
All right, well, now let's watch our specialist draft here. You see Purifier coming in for Theory. Going to be so important, that bunker hardpoint. And, okay, all right, yeah. So Naval takes it. You're on Scythe on both sides.
Camo versus Heatwave.
That'll be the difference. Now, I like both of those in the sense that they're effective in breaking into bunker, whether you're trying to fly in with the Heatwave or use the camo to pick off